Hello, people. It's Jamie4CVTV here, and I am joined by the beautiful
Caddicarus.
We've planned this in advance, like weeks, and he still fucks it up.
Of course, I don't even know my name. James Caddick is my name. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing on this fine day?
Me personally?
Yes.
I'm alright. I'm okay. A little bit excited to speak to the one and only Caddicarus.
I'm just a normal person like anybody else. It's all right. It's all good.
Yeah. That's what I've kind of realised over watching you for so long, and just when I emailed you, I wasn't expecting to hear anything back, but you were all up for it. So
well, yeah. It's thanks for having me on. It's always a pleasure. I like talking to people. I like interviews and stuff. I like sharing things and. Yeah.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
I've never been a philosopher. I'm not very good at it.
Me neither. I've never been anything officer. So I'm just gonna go through some questions. I don't know what that was.
Police officer. There you go.
Police officer. There we go. I've never been a police officer.
No, neither.
So just gonna go through the questions. Just see how you are. How was your break?
My break was lovely, thank you. I do find it very difficult to relax though, so
yeah.
Lots of it was. It took literally about until the end of the break for my mind to actually stop working.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time that my mind actually kind of started sleeping, that was when I had to get back to work. So it was kind of weird, but and every game I was playing to keep up with current quickie up to date stuff, I was always in analysis mode and making notes in my head, and I was like, no, I just want to enjoy. I want to enjoy and come back to scripting later. But then I ended up making like the Mirror's Edge Catalyst script while on my break, and it was all just a bit. I don't know.
What did you think of that game, by the way?
I gave it a 5.
5. It's not good, is it?
It's all right.
Very
This is the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. It is very, very average. But this is the thing. Whenever people say, "Oh yeah, 5 is a shit score," well, why? When I say 5, I mean like half of it's great and half of it's shit.
Yes, thank you.
Well, I've never understood why people take anything under an 8 as a bad score. I've never got that. Never got that.
I gave Layers of Fear 6.5 the other day.
I see. In my opinion, that's generous.
Well, my problems with it were that it wanted to be really artistic and clever, and it did have a lot going for it, but then it was just like stupid jump scare.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, regurgitating stuff we'd seen in PT. I mean, it lifts very heavily from that.
Yeah, it ripped off. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then there was one guy in the comments saying, like, 6.5 out of 10? Are you kidding me? Do your family hate you as much as I do? The fuck is wrong with you? So it's just, people just seem to think like anything below an 8 is bad. Like, I'm reviewing No Man's Sky at the minute, and I'm finding it quite hard. And I'm leaning towards a 7.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of silly to just have a score before you've even properly finished the game.
See, this is what who is it that said that they do it this way? Somebody said that they did it. I think it was Your Movie Sucks, but I'm not actually sure, so don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that, but I think somebody said that they start everything on a 5, and depending on how good things get or how bad things get, the score constantly is shifting back and forth. So 5 is like the beginning score, as it were.
Yeah,
and it can only
and
it can either only get better or worse, and it keeps jumping back and forth until it lands on its final number.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I like that system. I like that system.
Well, I think I'll kind of completely steal that from now on then.
But yeah, I still have yet to. It's on my shelf, but I still have yet to touch No Man's Sky. After hearing what the fans have been like, I'm kind of scared to.
It's a game.
I've heard that.
Yeah, I'm glad the rumours are true for you.
I've heard that you also play it.
Yeah, with controllers and your eyes. I don't know. I can't really say if I love it, like it, or kind of hate it. It's good, but there's just something missing to it. I don't know.
I shall find out very soon. Absolutely.
Yes, you'll have to.
But yeah, it's like even if you give a game a 6, it's like that means I thought more was good than bad. People like seriously, and to be honest, anyone that gets upset over review scores is just insecure anyway. If they're that insecure about how much they like something that someone else's opinion stifles it and makes them get angry, then I don't know.
That's my headline right there.
It's stupid. It's really stupid.
Yeah, I can't. It's just a number, isn't it? It's kind of arbitrary. It's dependent on the reviewer itself. It's their opinions.
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's like it's like if people get so angry about your opinions, then how do you think how the fuck do you think that I made my opinion in the first place? You know?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
I would have had to have made my opinion on, let's say, a game that everyone loves but I hated, or a game that everyone hated but I loved. I have to share my opinions despite everyone else's thing, so why can't everyone just accept it in the comments as well? It is so confusing.
And when you go against the grain, just because you don't like it, people call you contrarian and doing it for clicks and all these views and like.
Oh yes, absolutely. Because when I make reviews of games that I like and no one else did, or I didn't and everyone else does, I obviously name the video "This isn't the worst game ever made" in big capital letters. No, I just call the videos such and such and such current quickies. That's all they call them. If you want to find out what it is, you watch the video. How is that clickbait? It doesn't make any bloody sense. I don't know.
Clickbait has just lost its meaning. It basically just means, like I said it a while ago, and then someone from Kotaku said the same thing. And I'm not saying they stole it from me, but, you know, like a guy with 13,000 likes on Facebook or anything, but whatever. But it's lost all its meaning. It's not a term for anything that misleads or kind of entices anyone. It's more just like, I don't agree with this anymore. I don't like your opinion. This is clickbait. I personally disagree. It's so weird.
Basically, people can be massive arses. That is the basic idea.
Yeah, that's my headline.
Massive hairy arses.
Interview with Caddicarus.
Although it is only a select minority. Let's be honest here. Most of my viewers and followers are absolutely amazing, but there are the couple, like the people that say that I still don't upload enough videos per week and shit. Like, those are the people that you don't.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, I know, but those are the kind of people you want to stay away from. But everyone else is awesome. Everyone else is amazing. But yeah, it's just the select minority. Just so that that's clear, disclaimer, because I know that people are going to say that I said that about everybody, but no, it's only a select minority, like anything.
I can see it in the Daily Mail. Caddicarus hates his fans.
Oh, absolutely. And yeah, that's the Daily Mail in a nutshell. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, that actually kind of...
Did you hear the latest Daily Mail thing? I can't remember what it was. It was something about that Olympic runner, and apparently something to do with ISIS claiming responsibility for them winning the race or something. I can't remember what it was, but Daily Mail basically were like, "Oh yeah, this happened," and it was like, "What are you fucking talking about?"
Yeah, but they seem to think like space tarantulas are kind of going to come down and rape all our women and be immigrants.
Did you also know that eating soup gives you cancer, but then not eating soup gives you cancer?
Yeah, also wine gives you cancer and oxygen, but if you combine the two, you're fine.
Well, that's lovely to know. I'm going to take that to the grave now.
Yeah, you can only have 2 classes of oxygen a day, they say, the Daily Mail.
Oh, really?
And anything after that, and you're in trouble.
Basically, guys, don't read the Daily Mail.
Yeah, that's the thing here.
Yeah.
So you just mentioned your channel. For anyone like the 1.1% who might not watch your channel and are watching this right now, what's it about and how did it start?
My channel currently is about me. And that's that. No, not a vlog channel. No, I make videos 3 times a week. Wednesdays are extremely fast talking reviews on modern games, in which I give ratings out of 10 on most modern releases, mostly on PS4 because it is way easier to get footage for me. It's easier to critique the game than doing it on PC, where there's a million other things that can go wrong. And blah 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 blah. And then on Fridays, it's either kids explaining movies, or my girlfriend's kids explaining movies, or me doing a thoughts rambling vloggy kind of video about particular movies, mostly new, sometimes old. But yeah, it's Caddy's Film Fridays. So Wednesdays is Current Quickies, Fridays is Caddy's Film Fridays, and then Sunday is the thing that got me where I am today, and that is Caddicarus, which is basically just... I don't even know how to categorize them, honestly. I wouldn't say they were reviews at all. I just think they're stupid videos about particular games. I guess you could argue that they're reviews, but I've never called them reviews at all. They're just... There's crying, and there's laughing, and there's blood, and there's explosions, and there's gunshots. Lasers, and just dying everywhere, and shouting, and... Yeah. It's basically that, or top tens, which also got me where I am. But yeah, so, but it used to be a lot worse. It used to be like I had about 19 different shows, and they were all basically the same thing, more or less. So after I cut all of that bullshit out, I then started getting a lot more subscribers. So that was probably a good move. That was probably a good move. And
as a subscriber myself, I have to agree. It's a lot more focused now.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that it's working, because it was a massive risk. I mean, but then the fact that I made the update video saying that I changed everything, and the fact that the update video itself got more views than anything I'd uploaded in the couple of weeks preceding it, was ridiculous. Like in like 24 hours, not like overall total views, but in 24 hours, more people had seen that than anything else I'd uploaded before. So it was like, what am I even doing with my life? So it was kind of a massive wake up call. Yeah, but how it started? Well, oh goodness gracious, it started years ago. It started in 2011, and I was at school. I was studying A levels. And for anyone that don't know what A-levels are, so I'm guessing, do Americans do A-levels? I don't think they do. Basically,
I don't think they do.
I was at high school, let's just say. I was at high school. I was... How old was I?
12.
12? No, 2011. On 2011, I would have been... I'm 22 now. My mind isn't doing...
I'm not doing that maths.
No, not maths. No.
No. Not numbers.
2012, blah, 4 years before.
5 years ago.
Five years ago.
No, didn't you say 2011?
2011, yeah.
So that's 5 years ago.
Yeah, 5 years ago. Okay.
Be 17, 18?
Yeah, 17. I'm going to say 17. Right, okay. So I would have been 17, and I was studying media studies at my school. And that was where I basically got the interest for video editing and filming, because we had to make loads of film projects for our coursework and stuff. And then I basically said to my parents at that time, I'm making a YouTube channel, because at the time I was a massive fan of Tobuscus at the time, and
I think everyone was at the time.
At the time.
Before things transpired, and he just
But that's for another. That's another topic.
Leave that buried. Yeah.
Put it to bed. It's okay. But I was at the time a massive fan of Tobuscus, and I basically said, I was explaining to my parents, look, this is what YouTube can do. You can make a career out of it. You can make money out of it, and it's something I'd love to do, and it's better than going into anything else, and it'd be easier, and I could be my own boss and everything. And they didn't really understand. It took a long time for them to fully get it, but basically at that point I'd got everything set up. I started buying some cameras and stuff, and then in September, I want to say, but I'm not 100% sure, but September 2011 I then uploaded my first video. And at that point I decided I was going to be a vlog channel and a comedy skit channel and a music video channel. And just, it was
music video channel.
All of my videos are on my second channel in an archive, so if anyone's interested, just look at the second channel, Caddy's Conundrums. They're all there, and they're awful. But basically,
I haven't seen that.
Oh, you should. They're my earliest videos that I ever put on YouTube. I did, but yeah, that didn't go down too well. I did it for a year. And I uploaded maybe over 20 videos. Some of them aren't on the second channel because they got lost to corrupted data. But I'd made about
or just like conveniently deleted by you for the shame.
Oh yeah. That's really what happened. Yeah, but I uploaded about 20 plus videos, and then as soon as those videos went up, I made 157 subscribers in a year, and it basically wasn't enough to prove to my parents that anything was working, and it was just it was a massive disaster. So kind of freaked out a little bit, and at that point, at like mid 2012, I started watching like all the Normal Boots guys, so JonTron, PBG, and then Did You Know Gaming when it came on, and The Completionist, and Continue, and Satch I don't think was on Normal Boots at that point. No, I don't think he was. But yeah, I just started watching all of the Normal Boots guys. Oh, and Pro Jared wasn't on Normal Boots at that time either. But yeah, I started watching all of those guys, and I got really inspired to do my own thing, because I noticed that, like, with the Angry Video Game Nerd and everything, like, everyone was very Nintendo focused.
Yeah.
Because people of like their mid-20s, early 20s at that particular point in time were all of a generation just a couple of years before mine, in which they grew up with Super Nintendo and then Nintendo 64 and stuff. But I was born into PlayStation 1. That was when basically I came to be, well 1994, which is basically PlayStation era. So my dad had the PlayStation when I was very, very young, and it was the first console I played, and I was like, oh, you know what, I could do this kind of thing, I guess, but I'm going to make it about more PlayStation games, more PS1 games, because I'm sure there's an audience for that. I'm sure there are people that would like to see stuff like that. And then, yeah, everything happened from there. I made my first Rascal Racers video. It went down really, really well. I tried to submit it as a normal Boots kind of like audition video when they were still recruiting. It didn't go through because it's terrible. and I don't blame anybody for rejecting it, but yeah, but ever since then, it was around that point, I think my second video maybe, that the completionist found out about me, and then Shane at Did You Know Gaming found out about me, and then ever since then we were just kind of being promoted. We promoted each other, we snowballed off of each other. And it was just, yeah, it was like a spiral effect. Everything just kind of went up from there. And I remember waking up after I uploaded I think it might have been Lilo and Stitch, I can't remember, but it was one of my earliest videos, and I woke up to like 300 emails, and I kind of freaked out. Because every single one was a subscriber, and this is before I had to turn off notifications, but... Yeah, but it was like,
Man,
I remember waking up and just thinking, oh my god, it was the most exciting thing that had ever happened to me. And ever since then, it was at that point I said to my mum, oh my god, look, it's working. So then I still wasn't making money, but then they said, okay, well, we're going to give you another year. If you can prove to us that you can make some money out of this, then we'll let you stay. We'll, like, they weren't kicking me out or anything, but they were saying, like, I need to get a proper job, they basically were saying. I need to get a job in some kind of industry. And I was working at a Waitrose at the time. For those who don't know, Waitrose is one of the snobbiest, most awful places you could ever think to shop. Well, at least in South England, at least. It's
like £10 per raisin there, isn't it?
It's ridiculous, and the customers were just some of the most interesting yet worst people I've ever had to deal with in my life. I mean, YouTube commenters think they're bad. You haven't dealt with Waitrose customers.
I remember walking into there once in just like jeans and a normal top, like a t-shirt. I walked in there and they looked at me like I just burned everything down.
I mean, it depends where you go. I've been to Waitroses like more up to the north of England, and everyone's fine. But South England, no way. No. But yeah, anyway, so I was doing that at the time anyway. So I did have a job, but it was basically like, okay, well, if you can't prove that this makes money, then you've got a year to do it. Otherwise, you either have to take full-time hours at Waitrose, because they were offering that to me, or you need to find something else to do. So I had YouTube as a plan B. I made it my hobby. I was doing it while I was doing other things. I ended up working for Sky TV for a very brief moment in London. I was working for a guy that edited Sky Sports, and I was called in to, at 18 years old, I was called in to teach editing skills to 30-year-olds.
No way.
And it was it was an amazing opportunity, and I thank very much, Bob Clark was the guy's name. Thank you, Bob Clark, if you're listening to this, you're a legend. But unfortunately, the people there were really abusive. They weren't nice whatsoever. I guess they didn't like the idea of an 18-year-old teaching them how to do computery shit. And yeah, the only reason I got there is because Bob had seen my videos and said, oh my god, we need someone like you to teach the people. So it was kind of cool, but yeah, it was a great opportunity, but it was really, really nasty. But that was I basically had my foot in the door with TV, and then luckily YouTube basically kicked off, and then after about another year, I then managed to show my parents that I got my first paycheck, and then ever since then...
Ooh, how much was it for?
What was it for? I think it was maybe $400.
Was that for a month?
Yeah, because what I did was I waited. I didn't go for a partnership straight away. I waited because the Game Station, which is now Polaris, but the Game Station back in the day was the go-to network for like gaming channels, because that's who everybody used at the time. And so I was like, I'm gonna wait until I get a couple of tens of thousands of subs, and then when I do, that's when I'm going to present my channel, and then blah blah blah. I didn't want to get locked into any contracts with people that weren't going to pay nice or anything. It was a case of just being patient, waiting for the gold at the end of the rainbow, I guess. So then I partnered with them, and then my first paycheck was maybe $300-$400, and then ever since then I was slowly able to stop working at Waitrose after about 2 or 3 years after that, and yeah, here we are now. That's basically that. It's been my full-time job for about 2 or 3 years now, so yeah.
Wow. Well, what's your day-to-day like? I mean, it can't be easy. It's like some people think, oh, you're just playing games all day and sitting on your computer. I mean, I mean, it's not exactly being deployed to Fallujah, is it? In reality, physically, it isn't. But
physically not. Mentally, it's exhausting. It's absolutely bloody exhausting. People don't realize how strenuous and time-consuming and hard work it is. I mean, even yesterday. Well, actually, no. I'm not even going to say yesterday. Today, I was. I mean. Up at 9. I know most people are up earlier, but hear me out. I was up at 9. My family have gone out for the day, so I'm here on my own right now. And I'm probably going to be working until 9 until maybe midnight, 1 in the morning.
Yeah, that's the way, isn't it?
I'll be sitting here on my desk, on my computer. I'll only take a few breaks to walk the dog or have dinner, and then I'll be straight back into it, because a lot of work, a lot of hours go into it. I'd say probably 60-70 hours plus every week of pure work. Maybe even more than that. I'd say maybe 80. I don't know. It's a lot of. I've never counted. But
it's probably best if you don't really.
Yeah.
It's just keep going at it, because I don't work that much, but I work a lot on the website and doing the YouTubes as shit as unsuccessful as it is.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But it's like. Yeah, people don't realise that it's a case of, even just for a modern game, right? It's you buy the game, you play the game while getting footage, you're making notes while playing the game, then you have a massive page of notes that is just a load of mess, and then you got to transcribe it into a script after ideally finishing the game or playing enough hours of it for you to feel like you know where it's going. Like with something like The Witcher 3. When I made my drive-through review, I couldn't complete the game. It was just impossible. It's so big. But I had a perfect idea of what it was doing, what it was trying to do, where it was going, and the story was strong enough from the beginning. I was confident enough in what I was saying, but like, oh god, but it's like, yeah, you transcribe it into a script, then you've got to record your voiceover, then you've got to go and film, then you've got to put that together, and then you've got to cut hours and hours and hours of gameplay footage into like a 5-6 minute video. And that's every week. That's just one of the videos per week, not including the Film Fridays and not including the Caddicarus or Top 10s, which Film Fridays are edited by my girlfriend Karis. Love you, Karis. But
hi, Karis.
Yeah, hi, Karis. Love you. But yeah, I still have to film them. But yeah, and then the Caddicarus is obviously the same deal. Play the retro game, record the footage, make the notes. But then with that one, you've got to then think of jokes, and then you've got to make reference points in videos to insert particular sound bites and insert particular jokes and stuff, and it is just exhausting. It is absolutely exhausting. And most people that I speak to about it tend to say that scripting's the hardest part for them. That's the reason that some people take weeks to make a video, because the script can take weeks to make for some people, and I'm just really lucky that it takes me about a day.
How many words do you usually put into a script? Is it
Caddicarus probably average? I mean, what was my last one? Let's talk about. Let's go Crash 2. I'm just gonna get it up. Crash 2. Let's have a look. Crash 2 script. Oh no, that is the wrong one. Oh no.
Ooh, is this a new one? Is this a secret one?
No, this isn't. This is the wrong script. What I do is I have 2 scripts. I have the notes, and then I have the final one. And I just opened the notes. Wait a second. Crash Bandicoot 2 script. Here we go. These words on this are 3,500. And that's just for one Sunday video. And then my Mirror's Edge Catalyst review was maybe about 2,900 maybe. Yeah.
So really, it's a lot of writing as well. I mean,
it's basically 2 essays every week, essentially.
Yeah, so some people think you're just standing and just chatting and just saying words out your mouth, but there's a lot of effort and pre-planning that goes
absolutely.
into it.
It's grueling. It is grueling, but it's amazing. It's really satisfying. I love doing it. So it's not like a case of, oh, woe is me, but it's like, it is a lot of hard work. It's amazing fun, and I'm very, very, very privileged and lucky to have this job. There are loads of other people that I think better deserve it than I ever do, but no. It's a lot of work. It's so much fun.
I mean, does it feel like even more work when you get some negative feedback and it just feels like you're not making the content you want to? Like, it feels like a bit of a grind. I mean, how do you deal with like negativity and sometimes critical comments? I guess like a lot of time has to be taken up of your schedule as well, dealing with the community and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time I deal with the community on my social media because that's what it is. It's social media. The comments, as far as I'm concerned, are for discussion. Yeah. Their comments are about the video, and I try to reply to people, and I try to post things on the comments because that's where most people will probably see where I want to make an update. And I try to, but with thousands of comments per video, it is so hard to do that. It's so hard. So basically,
do you go through them all?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So basically, what I tend to do is save all of that for Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook. They're the people that have like, that's where the most helpful comments come from, because they're the people that have gone out of their way to kind of figure out where you are on other internet spaces instead of just your channel. So there's some really great feedback on there. That it's kind of the feedback on my social media that drove me to getting rid of all the other shows and making just the 3 video per week thing. It was basically because of the community. So they should, if this is what they like now, then they should thank themselves, because it was them that drove me to do it. Critical feedback, constructive criticism, it's all great. It's all fantastic stuff. It really does help the channel grow. It helps everything get better. But then obviously negativity for the sake of negativity is bullshit. It's always bullshit. And it's never bothered me. It's always bullshit. It's always hilarious. The fact that someone took time out of their day to try their hardest to upset you from behind a computer screen with their tiny little fingers tapping away furiously at a keyboard for no reason other than to just upset you is absolutely goddamn hilarious.
It's pathetic, isn't it, really? I mean, the website isn't on the scale. Cultured Vultures isn't on the website. Isn't on the same scale as your channel. It's not even close, but we still get on negative comments and stuff, and it's all about for writers, young writers and experienced writers.
Yeah.
And so it really pisses me off when someone just comments like something like, "This is shit. You should sack this person. You should get rid of him. You should go and do something else," because it doesn't do anything for anyone. No. It's just really impersonal, and people think because they have this shield known as a screen just blocks them from getting shit back for it, that they can say anything they want.
Yeah. This is the thing, right? If you go to a convention, obviously when people want to go and see you at a convention, then they're going to be nice people because they're paying the ticket to the convention to come and see you, obviously. But I never like have walked down the street and have abuse thrown at me or anything like that. So it's like, the only reason people do it is because they're safe and they're anonymous. Like, there's this guy. This is brilliant. On Instagram right now, there's a guy who basically went on a huge comment puke on like nearly all of my photos on my Instagram page, and basically, in one sentence was basically seducing me, and the next sentence, and then in the next sentence, I know it's a guy because I've done research into it and I've spoken to people who know who the guy is, but he, like, 1 second he seduces me violently, and then the next, he was literally calling my girlfriend's kids failed abortions, right?
Oh, wow.
Which is lovely. It's absolutely lovely. But the thing is, after I've blocked him, I can tell you 3 times, and he keeps remaking accounts, and it is the funniest shit. Like, it takes 3 seconds for me to just swipe and block, because it's like, not even for the sake of me. The comments don't bother me whatsoever, but I don't want any, like, I don't want my girlfriend to see them necessarily. I mean, she finds them fucking hilarious as well, but I don't want her to see them, and I don't want the kids, if they ever get social medias, if they get phones when they're older, I don't want them to see that either, because it's not nice. It's like, and then they started abusing other people in the comments, and it's like, at that point, you get blocked. Say whatever the fuck you want about me, but you say stuff about other people, other fans, anything else, that's when you start blocking. But it's like, it takes me 3 seconds to block, and yet he has to remake accounts, remake email addresses, and everything, and he thinks that he's, like, getting under my skin. It is just the funniest shit. It's hilarious.
I had a similar thing the other day. Some guy, very weirdly similar actually, some guy called Barry Peterson and in his avatar was a guy in a vest with muscles. I'm pretty sure it's not him. I'm just a guess. And he was going around all my articles, and then from one to the next, he was like, "This is great. Thanks for the information. Oh, well done. Really well written." And then like the last two, he was like, "Seriously, is this the only guy that writes for you? What the hell? Why? He's terrible. Why is he reviewing? Why?" Fucking terrible shit.
That sounds like it sounds like a guy that doesn't read the author.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point actually, because I do write a lot. But is that like the most negative feedback you've had, or the weirdest thing?
To be honest, that's most recently. I've had some really, really weird shit. I mean, if I was one of those people that was like I guess masochistic enough to like screenshot comments and stuff, I would, but the thing is, people do that all the time. I mean, I Hate Everything does the comment comebacks, and they're hilarious. People expose those kinds of people, and they take the piss out of those people all the time. I don't need to do that now. I've got no reason to screenshot all of these different comments. I mean, and there was that amazing panel that most of the Normal Boots guys did about bad YouTube comments, which was also equally hilarious. But yeah, I've got no reason to. It's just it's part of the job. Honestly, it's part of the job.
I made a t-shirt out of my favourite negative comment.
Oh no way! What was it?
I'm wearing it right now. Actually.
Oh my god! What does it say?
I'll have to read it to you. It's fantastic. I'll have to find it now. But basically, it has one piece of punctuation in it, and it concludes on something Shakespearean. And every time I look at it, it just reminds me of who I am, what I'm doing. It's
what your life is heading. Yeah,
it's life affirming. Really, it's beautiful, right? So the article was about Z Nation. Have you ever watched that?
No, I haven't. No.
Oh, good. Save yourself. It's just saying it's just the inconsistent show with one good episode, which it is. I'm probably going to get shit for that. But the comment was the showrunner actually retweeted it out, which I didn't take too kindly to, and kind of basically insinuated that I was talking shit, and I didn't really like that at all, and neither did this guy. So his name is Kevin.
Okay.
Right, hold on to your hat.
I'm not wearing one, but I'm going to put one on.
Put one on and then immediately clamp down on it.
Okay, I am clamping down.
Okay, so sentence one. Sentence one. Sorry, man, your taste sucks. Too bad you were able to con your way to this gig and get paid for it. And new sentence. It's a good show about something that can happen, open bracket, in our DNA, close bracket. But most likely won't. That strain had thousands of years to activate and didn't learn to enjoy life and take your balls out of your mouth and get a real job.
Are you joking?
Why does it make any sense? So I'm wearing that right now. And take your balls out of your mouth and get a real job.
Wow.
Yeah, that's on my gravestone.
That's amazing. I love people I love people that say get a real job when it's like, okay, get a real life. I mean, for fuck's sake.
Oh no, it's so funny.
We actually, you know something? We actually have a very noble profession. We let people know what they should be spending their money on, or at least we send our opinion, at least. So, oh my god, no, okay.
We're wizards, basically.
Basically wizards.
Basically wizards.
That's sarcasm if you can't tell people. I know there are people that can't tell sarcasm.
Yeah, put this in brackets so they know.
Yes. And get your balls out of your mouth.
And get a real job.
Oh, Jesus. Amazing.
I just saw that and I just looked at it 50 times or so. And I just,
and that's when you knew that's what you wanted to do with your life.
Yeah, that's when I knew. Every time I get a negative comment now, I don't really pay attention to it. But the thing is, some people do. Some of the writers that write for the website take it really personally. And it's like a few times people have been writing for us, they've done really well, and then they've had one negative comment and they've said, I don't want to do it anymore.
Now, that's a shame. The thing is,
that's a dark crying shame.
That is a shame. I mean, I hate to be the pessimistic one, but unfortunately, if you're going to go into this, you need to be ready for that, because the world is horrible and it's not going to change. Because people can say you can change the world and you can make things better for animals and you can make things better for people and blah blah blah, but then you can't change the biology of some people and the way that they perceive the way that they get some pleasure. Some people find pleasure in doing that, and you can't change that. And with the internet, it's safer and easier and quicker than ever to just fucking do that shit. So Yeah, I mean, you just got to be ready for it. Unfortunately, you can't change people in that way. You can make it you can definitely make filter out the shit a lot better. I'm sure there's different measures of making that a better place. But as far as changing people on the internet goes, it ain't gonna happen. It just doesn't happen.
No, you can either dwell on what they say and let it get to you. You can reply to them and question everything, and then basically they win, or you can just let it go.
Yeah.
With negative comments, I just don't really engage with them anymore. It's their opinions.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The thing is as well, if someone is going out of their way to actually upset you for no fucking reason, if you reply to them, any reply at all is what they want. Any reply.
Yeah, exactly.
You could pretend that you don't give a fuck, or you really could not give a fuck, and you could reply, or you could like turn the tables and joke back at them, or you can just accept the comment. But then at the end of the day, as soon as you've done that, they've won already, because they don't care. They don't care what you got to say. They don't give a fuck. They really don't care that much, because they went that far to do that anyway. And the fact that you've just replied to them, no matter what you reply, shows to them that their comment was important enough for you to reply, against the hundreds of other positive comments, funny comments, and nice things that people say.
Yeah, like, do you watch Jim Sterling?
I love Jim Sterling.
I love Jim Sterling. I've been pestering him to talk to me for like 2 years, and it's not happening. But he said something like, out of all the... I think it was him that said it. I'm pretty bad at stuff. He said, out of all the comments, there's always one that sticks out more. The negative comment always sticks out more than the positive comment. You can get like 100 or so positive ones, but you get one, and that's the only one you remember.
Yeah.
So,
and it's true. It's human nature. It's human nature.
Yeah. So basically,
because I think it's human nature to think, why the fuck would someone say that? Because why? What good reason has anyone got to be like that? It's actually a very good question, and that question can really get to some people's heads.
So basically, to sum everything up, negative comments, don't fucking bother with them.
Well, hateful negative comments.
Hateful, yeah. Unconstructive.
Yeah.
Unconstructive. Yeah. On to slightly later things. What's been the best game of the year so far? Go.
Oh, Jesus, I don't know. Best game of the...
Mine's Overwatch.
Of this year so far.
Yeah.
This year, oh my god, I'm just looking at my shelf now. This is the problem, I don't remember things because everything just happens so fast. Do you know what?
Well,
if
it make it easier for you...
I'm going to say Doom so far.
Doom, really? I put that at number 4 on my list, I think.
What have you put in your list?
Oh god, I can't quite remember. I remember number 1 is Overwatch. I don't think I've seen you play that. Have you played that?
I'm making a video about it. Yeah, I'm making a video about it. I'd say that was probably in my top 10, but not too high. So 10, 9, 8, I would have said. But yeah, yeah. What else is in your list?
I'm just bringing it up now. I remember number 10 is... I think I kind of padded it out at the beginning, to be honest with you, because this is games that I have just played.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to just say, oh, this is a good game, even though I haven't played it. So 10 is Street Fighter 5.
Haven't played it.
Enter the Gungeon, Far Cry Primal, all kinds of things. And then top 3, I think, is Dark Souls 3 is number 3.
Oh, damn, I forgot Dark Souls 3.
Ah,
do you know why I forgot it? Because my sister's borrowing it right now, so it's not on my shelf.
It's a good game, isn't it?
Okay, do you know what? Maybe Dark Souls 3 and then Doom.
Good call. Good call. I can't remember the else, but it's been a good year for games.
It's been a very good year. It's been a very good year.
Yeah. 2014, like, I think that's one of the worst years.
2014 was brilliant.
Really?
Oh no! I mean, it was brilliant. If you know what I mean.
Oh yeah. Shadow of Mordor, and that's it.
Oh, I didn't even play that.
Oh, that's well good.
No, 2014 was just great riffing material, basically. It was good for horror games, as Jordan Underneath pointed out, but not much else.
No, it was just really... It was like they were transitioning between PS3 and PS4 and Xbox 360 and Xbox One properly, weren't they? So
do you know something? I honestly think they're still transitioning. I noticed this the other day. The amount of remasters that are coming out. I'm loving the remasters and everything. Last of Us Remastered is amazing. BioShock Remastered is coming out soon. And obviously, all it's going to do is make the console versions play similar to the PC versions. That's all it's going to do. So it's almost like we're now a generation behind ourselves. Like the technology that we needed to make the games as good as they could have been at the time is now only just coming up.
I'm really cynical about remasters. You know, it's just I don't personally play them a lot, but I remember reading somewhere that the reason they're doing so many of them is because a lot of developers and publishers didn't really believe in this next generation, and they didn't want to spend a lot of money.
No, yeah.
So they were kind of content to just keep chugging them out and keep the nostalgia train going.
Yeah,
and
but luckily, I mean, there have been a few which have been, as far as I'm concerned, pathetic. I mean, I never played the original Dishonored, but the Dishonored Definitive Edition on PS4, oh my god, disappointing. Disappointing, to say the least.
Not even worth £10 that it's always going for now?
I'd say it was worth a tenner, yeah. But when I got it, it was full retail price, and I don't have a fucking clue what I paid for. It looks and plays exactly like the PS3 version.
That's the problem. You don't really... It's a lot of the changes are so, like, incremental.
Yeah.
That...
And it's like, okay, with Zombie, right? Zombie U, one of my favourite Wii U games. I know it got a lot of hate when it came out, but fucking hell, I don't know. I don't understand why, personally. Awesome survival horror game as far as I'm concerned. And then they said they were redoing it and remastering it for PS4, and it was just going to be called Zombie. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a look. And I've been playing it recently. I think it's the slickest way to play it. It's definitely the best way to play it. But it's 30 FPS. Yeah, which is what the Wii U version was. It's like you've got the PS4 power against the Wii U power, and yet they don't bust up the frames per second, which is possible because The Last of Us is 60 frames per second. And there's like first-person games that are 60 FPS. Metal Gear Solid 5 is 60 FPS. It's like, it's possible, so why the hell don't these people do it? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. Which brings me on to this point. A nice little segue there. I haven't been planning that in advance.
Oh.
What's the worst game of the year?
Worst game of the year.
Oh. Or if it makes it easier for you, disappointing. Most disappointing.
I would say Mighty Number 9, but I had no expectations for it. So, but then at the same time, that's probably what makes it even more disappointing. I was disappointed and I had no expectations for it. So how the hell does a game manage to do that? I mean,
it's better than nothing, though.
It is better than nothing. Yes.
No. Yeah,
even Sonic agreed with that.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. That's such cheek from Sonic, of all people.
Yeah, I was gonna say
of all hedgehogs to say that.
Yeah, for a company that haven't made a decent Sonic game since Generations, absolutely. Anyway, let's have a look. Disappointing. Disappointing.
You know you're gonna get some shit.
Yeah, I'm looking at the shelf right now. See, this is where I get confused. I don't know what was last year and what was this year. Was Pro Skater 5 last year? Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was last year. Dang. Totally forgot about Uncharted 4. In the best bit.
Oh, I thought you were going to say disappointing.
No, not disappointing.
There we'd have words.
No, not
there
disappointing.
We'd have words.
Do you know what? Maybe not that much. I mean, I guess Mirror's Edge, but then again, I had not many expectations for it. I don't know.
That was in my list. That was like number 5, I think. And then The Walking Dead and Michonne was there for just existing.
Yeah, I haven't played that. Yeah.
It's still worth it. Number 1 of mine is The Division.
I haven't played The Division either. See, I wasn't not even interested in the first place.
Nah, don't bother. It's just boring.
Oh,
I
shame.
can't even be asked to say anything else about it. It's just grindy.
Oh dear.
It's so boring. So you haven't got any...
I think...
It's been a good year.
The thing is, with this new schedule and everything... oh no, what was the game I gave a 1 out of 10 recently to? What was that?
Oh, that was bad, wasn't it?
I mean, okay, Pro Skater 5 was one. There you go.
I remember it.
Fucking Resident Evil
Umbrella
Corps. Worst
Fuck
piece
that
of
game.
shit I have played in a long time.
Fuck that game.
Was that this year or was that last year?
That was this year.
Yeah.
It should have been any year, but it was this year.
Absolute garbage. Absolute trash.
They farted in a bin and just rolled it out on the floor, and out came Umbrella Corps.
Yeah, it's a joke, an absolute joke.
Yeah, they just shat on the name, didn't they? And
they've been shitting on their name for quite a while now.
Yeah.
But oh god, yeah, that's why I've also got the Resident Evil Origins collection on my shelf for Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil GameCube remastered on PS4 on the shelf, just to remind myself of the good days.
Well, more good days are coming. Well, Resi 4 is coming out.
It is. I've got a video
yeah.
planned about that, and I should actually, I should check out Resi 5 PS4 as well. I haven't checked that out.
Yeah, it's not changed much. The Resi 5 remaster. Still good.
Yeah,
It's not.
to be honest,
really.
that was another game I really liked and no one else did. It's really stupid. It is unbelievably stupid, and it really isn't Resident Evil anymore. But it is. I think it's still as close to Resident Evil as anything else is going to be for the next couple of years, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, didn't they end with someone punching a boulder?
Yeah, Chris Redfield punches a boulder.
Yeah.
And then Albert Wesker gets thrown into a volcano and rocket launched. It's amazing.
Then they upped that in number 6, didn't they? Like they.
Six was so ridiculously overblown. I don't remember any of it. That's the problem with it. Because the thing is, it controlled beautifully and it looked beautiful and everything. But it was just it was too overblown for its own good, if you ask me. I think if you were to judge it as an action game, it's a damn good action game. But it's just so forgettable because of how much shit happens. Just constant shit.
Are you excited for number 7?
I didn't manage to play the demo. I missed out on that. By the time, by the time I'd heard about it, it had been taken off the store.
What? How did you? It was everywhere for like 3 days.
I missed it. Totally missed it.
It was good, but apparently it's not going to actually be like the demo.
No,
anyway.
I heard it was very PT wannabe and desperate, and like no one, and like they made the puzzles so ridiculously cryptic that no one is ever going to solve them, which is not the point of PT whatsoever. But whatever, I don't care.
PT is champagne. That demo was like Diet Coke that had been left in a car for a while.
I'm wondering how much my PS4 is worth because I never got rid of it. It's still on my PS4, so
you have to share play that with me later. I'm not joking. I deleted it, and then the next day they took it down.
Oh, you're joking? Oh,
I know.
No matter what happens, if I run out of space to play fucking No Man's Sky or anything, no, PT is staying there no matter what happens.
That turned 2 years old the other day. That's crazy.
One day that is going to be worth so much goddamn money. I'm going to give it a couple more years, and then it'll be like, yeah, I've got a PS4 with PT on it, and sell it on eBay and just get loads of shit for it.
Kind of like what happened with Angry Birds. Not Angry Birds, what is it?
Oh, Flappy Bird. Yeah.
Flappy Bird. People are selling that for thousands.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know what's sadder, the fact that is selling for thousands or the fact that people are buying it.
Do you have any advice for aspiring YouTubers just to get back on track? Back on track before we just start ripping into games for hours?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay. Words of wisdom, let's think. Okay, first of all, expect to fail. No, I'm not even joking. Go into this and you need to be prepared to fucking fall on your face. You need to be prepared to work long hours. You need to be prepared to have it as a hobby and keep it a plan B. Do not make it a priority. Make it a second priority, because nobody goes into YouTube wanting to make a career and actually makes a career. It's something that either happens or it doesn't. It's mostly luck and mostly having the talent to keep an audience entertained. Because any fucker can make a viral video, but that's what they are. They're viral videos. If you want to keep subscribers, if you want to keep growing, if you want to make it a career, you need obviously the talent, the persistence, and everything else to keep going with it, and luck. So that's that. Make it a plan B, focus on a main career path, and then keep it a plan B. You need to be aware that it's going to be a complete disaster. I mean, take my story for instance. First year, 157 subscribers, and then by the next year, it was in the tens of thousands. So it just goes to show. It either happens or it doesn't. So
what would you say to a YouTuber that's like kind of stuck at like 200 subscribers or just doesn't seem to be going right? Is it a case of just keep at it, or try something different?
Entirely up to them. I mean, even if you send videos to other people to ask for support or help or sharing around or critical feedback or anything, even if you do that, there's no guarantee that anybody is going to want to stick onto your stuff in the first place anyway. Because just because someone commented on it doesn't mean that everyone else is going to like it. It's a lucky draw. You just need to find the right person at the right time. Like me, I had the Completionist and I had Did You Know Gaming, who at the time were exploding in popularity, and I managed to catch a little bit of the fallout from that, and then it all kind of spiraled off onto its own thing. But it's just, I know it sounds really horrible and like dream crushing for me to say, but you really do need to go into this expecting to fail, because if you don't, you're gonna come out depressed, disappointed, questioning yourself, questioning your ability. I mean, for anyone that's stuck, I mean, I know some of my favourite YouTubers have been stuck on a couple of tens of subs for a long time, and no matter what you do to support them or like their videos or share them about, people just don't want to keep sharing the stuff. It's like it is a lucky draw. It's a lucky draw. It's kind of depressing in that sense. I mean, YouTube isn't YouTube anymore. YouTube is big corporation tube. The best viewed like subscribed channels, the best.
Hey! I wrote an article saying the exact thing. Have you been
Really?
Have you been researching me?
I have.
I wrote
Do you know what? I'm gonna be honest. No, I haven't. No, but no, like it's not YouTube anymore. It's not you can make a video that millions of people can watch. It's tens and hundreds of millions of people get to watch the latest music videos or the latest movie trailers. It's not a platform for people to show off creativity anymore. It's a platform to advertise now.
Yeah, it definitely is. I try to find new YouTubers to follow all the time and subscribe to, but it just seems to keep getting recommended the music videos, the talk shows, and it's just annoying.
It is annoying. And yeah, so like I said, it's just complete luck. So if people are stuck, it's basically it's entirely up to them. If they're persistent enough to keep going and hope for things to change and listen to feedback and keep on improving, and then hopefully one day something will happen and then all that work will pay off, then that's great. If they're not willing to do that and potentially go like I said, I worked my arse off doing like 2 different jobs and YouTube for a year and only got 157 subscribers. You just need to be prepared to keep going through it. I could have given up right there and then. And in fact, my first gaming video on Rascal Racers was my final hurrah. That was like, if this doesn't do well, I'm quitting and I'm going to focus on other things, because I did it for over a year. So it was luck.
Just imagine if you had.
Well, it's like that's what I mean. It's like I'm lucky that I kept going with it. You know, it's just it's what one day you could be stuck, the next day you couldn't be. It's just a case of persistence, honestly. It's persistence, talent, and luck, honestly. And if you're willing to go through that, then more power to you. And if you're not, then it's probably not for you. And because I mean, we've dealt with people who would not grow for months on end, and then would complain to us because we weren't doing enough to share their stuff, like it was our fault. Yeah, it's like no, and like we would be giving them critical feedback, and they would never listen, and they'd never improve. And then it was
you've got to take that. Anyone that can't take critical feedback won't improve. It's
if you're sensitive to really negative, hateful shit, again, I wouldn't recommend it either, because you're gonna get it no matter what. And the more bigger you get, the more hate you're gonna get, because the completionist very eloquently put it himself on a panel. The more popular you get, the people that are already with you have run out of nice things to say, because they watch your videos, they like your videos, they subscribe to your channel, but there's only so many times you can say, oh, this is amazing, well done, this is amazing, well done, week after week after week. So eventually the good comments start dropping, not because people don't care, but because they've got nothing more to say, they're just enjoying the videos, and that's when the hateful comments rise up, because they always have something to say. And also, and this is what my t-shirt designer Nico put it as, he said, you wouldn't ring up Fender, the guitar makers, and tell them that the Stratocaster that you had sent was amazing, but you would ring up to complain. Yeah,
people are more inclined to complain.
Exactly.
It's so much easier for people to just go, kill yourself, than it is to go, keep going.
Yeah, people are more willing to spend money on additional call charges to complain and get a problem fixed with a company than they are to spend money on the call charges and just say, you're doing a great job, thank you.
Yeah, and it's the case. It's weird. It's definitely the case. I've noticed that myself.
And that's exactly what YouTube commenting is like. It's exactly the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. Because you'll have the new people that are like, oh my god, this is fantastic, amazing, I'm a new subscriber. But then eventually they'll stop commenting that, because they're watching your videos and they're liking the videos and everything, and that's all they can really do. There's only so much they can do. But then the hateful shit will always rise up the more popular you get.
Yeah, definitely the case. I've noticed like a little bit of growth. Culture Vultures isn't like a big website, and that's why I'm really grateful that you're doing this anyway, because we're not big, and you know it's really doing us a favour more than it is you.
It's a pleasure. Anything I can do to help, because I've been there myself, and it's awful. It's
yeah. So and we just, as we've grown, we've noticed like negative comments just coming in. Because even though I know I'm biased, I know the stuff we write and the stuff we do isn't shit. It doesn't deserve a lot of shit, but it gets it. It still gets the positive stuff now and again. But people are just so inclined to just leave 2 words, fuck yourself, instead of really sort of delving into it properly and giving people proper feedback.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why should our readers subscribe to you? Get them new subscribers that love you.
Because if you've got nothing better to do,
What else are you gonna do?
yeah, what else are you gonna do? What else are you gonna do? If you grew up with PlayStation 1 stuff and you don't want to have more stuff about, because there are plenty of other people who have done Nintendo stuff and have done it over and over again now, so more Nintendo stuff about the same games is done and stuff, and everyone, and I don't know. What I'm trying to say is that I don't know.
You have hair. It's good hair.
I have a Mohican, so there you go.
There you go. That's all you need. So it's coming up to an hour.
I don't mean to sound like I'm insulting anyone that does Nintendo stuff. That's not my point. I'm just saying that people have been doing it for years, and it has been done to its best, as far as I'm concerned. People have kind of solidified their style around Nintendo, like Angry Video Game Nerd and people like that. So, there's just, if you're gonna try and be that next thing, it doesn't really work out. So.
I think you should. Reignite the war between PlayStation and Nintendo. That'll get you some clicks.
I don't want to do that because I like Nintendo.
Nah, I'm just playing.
I know.
It's coming up to an hour now, and
good God, here it is.
I know, it's flown by, isn't it? So just wrap up with the last question we ask everyone: who would win in a boxing match between a kangaroo with one leg and a baby gorilla with vertigo?
Baby gorilla with vertigo, because how would vertigo be a problem in a boxing ring?
Because you'd be close to the ground.
Oh right. Baby gorilla. Oh.
Yeah.
I reckon a kangaroo. No, because their feet are very.
See, this is what I get with everyone. They don't know. They just don't know.
Do you know what? I'm gonna say the kangaroo, because even though they've got one leg, I'm sure the tail would still be a good enough balance, and they'll be so much bigger than the baby gorilla, which won't be able to do anything even if it didn't have vertigo. It would probably, all it would have to do is, with its one leg, fall on top of the gorilla. And then that's that.
I think that is that. I think that's the perfect way to conclude the interview. It couldn't end on a better note. So thank you very much for stopping by, Caddicarus.
It's okay, I have one more note to end on.
Oh, go on then. You've been waiting an hour to do that.
I have a sound thing, yes. I have lots, listen. It's a horror thing.
Yeah, that gave me tinnitus. I think we're going to have to call it a day before I go deaf.
I got loads of these, I got loads.
Did you pay for that with actual money?
Yeah, it's just a little sound machine. You put it in your pocket and just press the button whenever you need to. It's amazing.
That's the YouTube comments for you.
Yes.
Okay, so it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure from me. Thank you very much for having me.
It's no problem. We don't usually do interviews a lot, so you'll have to bear with me if I was a little bit shit. But
no, you were good. You kept the conversation going.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm trying to do more of these. So, and thanks for I can't thank you enough. So yeah, to end on a professional note, thanks for stopping by.
It's cool.
And I'll see you again. Do you want to do your outro?
If it's your birthday while listening to this interview, happy freaking birthday to you, and please remember to stay beautiful.
Goodbye.
Bye.